Alright everyone, my name is Bob, and today I have screwed up big time. Very, very big time. Alright, so let me explain to you all a little bit more what happened to our poor little friend Drogon. Drogon got attacked by Mr. Crab, the crayfish. I've came to my home one day and I saw Drogon like this a few days ago actually. Now his fins are regrowing. As you can see, there is a bit of white around the edge of the fins, so that's actual regrowth. But back then I was terrified to lose him or that he have sustained any type of serious injuries. So let's check Mr. Crab. Mr. Crab doesn't have strong claws. His front pinchers, though they might seem intimidating to you, are pretty small, especially compared to his wild counterpart. And also, from my study of crayfish, I've thought he wouldn't attack any fish in my aquarium. Yes, I am fully aware they can eat decaying fish as well as injured fish or sick fish because they are opportunists, but I really didn't thought he would attack any fish in the 26 gallon. He was interested into the plants, but when I realized he actually attacked Drogon, my male betta, I decided to put him in the minnow tub with the minnows. Now obviously the minnows are at risk, but this is natural for them because they actually live in an environment where wild crayfish actually exist. So this is natural. Why did I place Mr. Crab in the 26 aquarium in the first place though? Because crayfish aren't good at all in planted aquarium, and I kind of knew there was some risk, even though I didn't thought he would actually attack the fish. I knew there was some potential risk, especially with having a betta fish, a gourami, and an angelfish. Well, actually my original plan wasn't to put him in the 26 gallon. He was supposed to be in the 44 with the tetras, the rainbow fish, the platies, the goldfish, and the barbs, and that was a problem. The barbs were trying to eat the same food as him, so the pellet food. And I was worried that the barbs would actually try to bully him or that he would defend himself too aggressively and try to pinch them. So I decided to place him in the 26. With the thick cover of duckweed, the aquarium was pretty shady, and I also have to modify it for the crayfish. So I created a nice looking aquarium, looking kind of like a swamp, and with all those nice rock, he had quite a lot of cave. This one was his favorite. He was spending a lot of time in that special spot. Now he wasn't touching those native plants for some reason, which was also perfect, and he had so many driftwood to munch on. And in this clip, you're going to see some of the driftwood floating. This is simply because they are still full of air, but they are all eventually sinking down, like those two pieces right there. So it was perfect for a few days. Now, sadly, I had to learn in the hard way that when a crayfish is hungry, he's going to try to eat everything. And that day, I do believe Drogon was on his menu. With his very, very long fins and his very slow movement, Drogon must have been a pretty easy target for him to get. And sadly, he had to pay the price. So I had learned my lesson: never ever trust a crayfish. They are crafty and they are going to try to eat everything. That include driftwood, plants, and obviously your fish. It doesn't matter if your fish is healthy or not. Drogon is very healthy, and yet he got caught. And I think long-throwing fins such as guppies and betta fish shouldn't be kept in with a crayfish. Even fast-moving fish are at risk. The only fish I could see living with a crayfish at this point are probably hatchet fish and danios, because they remain high in the water column. But even then, you may lose one or two once in a while. But what about Drogon? Is he doing alright? Well, Drogon is doing perfectly fine. So in this clip, I am feeding the aquarium, and you are going to see him eat normally with the other one. He didn't lose his appetite, and luckily for him, it's probably only his fin that got damaged, and those are probably going to regrow. Not sure if they're going to regrow and be as beautiful as they were before, but at the very least, he is still very healthy and he can defend his territory, and he do not get attacked by the other fish. So this is perfect. In the case that he get bullied, I will have to separate him, but if he still remain the way he is right now, I'm not going to separate him and avoid a lot of stress. You see, I wouldn't want to put him into even more shock by removing him from his territory. So he's doing well. Now, even with his damaged fin, I still love this little betta fish, probably even more than the first day I got him. So I'm going to make sure something like this never happen again. I know it was a mistake of me, and I take full responsibility. I hope you're all going to learn from this mistake. I did, and anyway, this is pretty much the end for this episode. I'm going to make sure to take as much care for him as possible. If you have any advice to give me, and if you ever had something like that happen in your own aquarium, please let me know in the comment section, and I will surely respond. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to both this channel and Bob Army, where I do my stream, and I will see you all real soon.